Titans fly with the Hawks, and Lewis Central looking for a little payback. The Tritons pay the Reavers a visit. Does the cup change hands? The cup runneth over for Lewis Central. The Titans state their case. Is it a case of deja vu all over again at Trainer, as the Saints try center, trying for yet another trip to Nationals? The Reavers do a double take at the district tournament.
We're the LC Locos and the Bluffs Sports Zone.
Hello, I'm JJ Davis, and welcome to the latest edition of the Bluffs Sports Zone. Now, just call it Lewis Central giant killers, and the Titans got to kill it with 3 games in 10 days. And haven't we been here before? In fact, yes, we have. Only this time, it's payback time as I smell another trip to the bird's nest. Another road trip to Ankeny, a place LC fans know all too well.
Look.
The Titans and Hawks meet in the second round for the second year in a row. Now the swarming LC defense holds Ankeny to just 49 yards in the first half. Early second quarter, after an interception, Caleb Shudak drills a 30-yard field goal. Lewis Central's on the board. 2 possessions later, freshman quarterback Max Duggan lets it go, and senior Brandon Quantz got it.
Touchdown pass.
10-0 Titans. Let's get fired up. Now the Hawks QB Chris McLeod loses a fumble, throws 2 picks. Late first half, Brian Rue holds on. Under a minute to go. 3rd and 3 from the 22. Max Duggan takes off, and number 10 breaks loose for 20 yards down to the 2. First and goal with 11 seconds left. Now Duggan, who carries the rock 16 times, 79 yards, sneaks in. Lewis Central 17-0 at the break, but the home team strikes back in the third. McLeod from 7 yards out, and it's 17-7, but that's it. The LC defense locked down the rest of the way. The Titans humble the Hawks by that same score.
Yeah, baby! Go in the corners.
Our defense pretty much just shut them down, and they just didn't have a lot of things to do, and we knew we had them on their heels when they ran that reverse early in the second quarter, and our kids just pinned their ears back, and Hannafin had a scheme, and we just got after them.
It's great, but I'm putting it all on my defense, my line, all my leaders. Everyone contributed to the season. We're not done yet.
It's like a big revenge factor, we're like, Ankeny's not gonna end us this year. We're gonna end them this year. I mean, it's a dream come true. I did it with those seniors my freshman year, and they taught me how to lead, and I'm just trying to do it to these guys.
That's how you play through the damn whistle. You play through the whistle, you're going to the damn corner.
They just believe in each other. People said that doubted them all year, said they couldn't do it with the kids returning, and they've gained confidence every week, and the results are what we're getting.
What's LC get next? Another go-round with top-ranked West Des Moines Dowling.
1, 2, 3, nice! Got to strip our sideline. We're going to see our fans up there at the cave.
So, how about that, as the Titans return the favor and shoot down the 5th-ranked Hawks. Now up next, 4 days later, West Des Moines Dowling. And there's a reason the Maroons are the #1 team in the state. One team continuing its quest for its 3rd straight state title, and the other looking to make another statement. Dowling shuts down LC from the get-go. Ryan Main and the Titans just 88 total yards in the first half. The Maroons, no such problems. QB Kurt Walding, 27 yards to a wide-open Cole Szczynski.
No play action off that screen, so nothing off that. That's not going to help.
Lewis Central and Jim Duggan only down 7-0 heading into the second quarter. Now Dowling misses a field goal in the first, and then here in the second, Brandon Figueroa picks it off in the end zone, but Lewis Central fumbles it right back. And Jacob Zachary, 11-yard touchdown run, 15-0. Now, next possession, Walding, who's 6 for 9, 97 yards, to Blake Bagenstas, and it's down to the 1. Flip it. Home team scores on the next play, 22-zip. The Maroons 4 TDs, 6 minutes. It's blocked. Sets up another score, 29-0. Now Max Duggan is 15 of 32 for just 102 yards, and this, his first pick of the year. Jacob Humble scrambles in from 32 yards out, 36-0 at the break, and top-ranked West Des Moines Dowling blanks the Titans 43-0.
Humble scoring for the Maroons.
We didn't play very well, but they forced us to make the mistakes that we did, and we really found out what that 3 games in 10 days in the 4A is like, and we just couldn't weather the storm.
How do you sum up the Titans' year?
Toughness, grit, never give up. Man, these guys, they're crazy to battle with. They're brothers, man.
Congratulations, guys. Great year.
I think a few weeks it'll set in, how, it's the first for our program. 4A quarterfinals is huge, and I thought we'd be here, and it's a big step in the right direction.
Played hard. It didn't go our way, okay, all right? Got beat by an outstanding football team, an outstanding football program. Nobody expected us to be here at the beginning of the year, so, couldn't ask much more from the kids. The seniors did a great job of leading, and, we've set the bar a little bit higher now, and so we got something to work for.
An emotional ending to another great season. Now the Titans win their 5th and 6th playoff games ever and make their 2nd trip to the state quarterfinals in the last 4 years, this time in Class 4A. Lewis Central is here to stay. Amen. Hey, from one playoff to another, home for the District D. But up next, home for the annual father-son grudge match when we come back.
At Council Plus Savings Bank, you still get personalized customer service.
We have identity-safe checking with LifeLock, identity theft protection.
You get personal mortgage lending to fit your needs now and in the future.
You get business banking with the latest technology because saving you time saves you money.
At Council of Savings Bank, you get people who answer when you call and local employees who are actively involved in our community. Council Bluffs Savings Bank, hometown banking the way it used to be.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill, Meyer Woodring, family-owned funeral home, serving Council Bluffs in southwest Iowa for over 100 years.
This week, the fight for the Kinney Cup as good old Iowa Central comes to town. Now, the visitors haven't beaten the Reavers in something like forever. In fact, the home team has tripped the Tritons the last 6 times they played. So, lucky 7 for I Central? Not on your life. Iowa Western is gunning for its 14th straight win over an in-state opponent, and not to mention its 4th consecutive regional title, as well as Iowa Community College Athletic Conference Championship. Say that 4 times in a row. Here's IWTV student Cole, the answer, McAfee.
Iowa Western looks to finish out the season by taking its 4th consecutive Regional 11 title, not to mention the Kinney Cup for the 6th straight year. Early first quarter, Zach Martin throws his 18th touchdown pass of the season, 14 yards to Malcolm Moore. Reavers on the board, 7-0. The sophomore off to a hot start in the air and also on the ground. Martin picks up 40 yards. The former Omaha North QB leaves the game with a leg injury on the next play. Drive stalls. Bobby Patterson drills a 32-yard field goal. Home team up 10-3 at the break, but looking for more. Coach Stroh and the squad come out firing in the 3rd quarter. Brock Larson wants the deep ball and gets it. Anthony Johnson turns on the Jets 66 yards as he waltzes in the end zone. Larson passes for 214 yards. We've been talking about the pass game all day, but John Nazamo wants us talking about the run game. Number 25 goes to the line and grabs 6. Iowa Western up 24-3. The fans groveling up all 3 quarters, but are still starving for more. Malcolm Moore starts the game with 6. The sophomore finishes the game with 6. The Reavers keep the cup 31-3.
The number 18.
When Zach went down, that it like took life from everybody on the offensive side. It's like, oh, we're not going to be able to do anything. And it took us until, halftime when I could get him and settle him down and be like, do you know what? The kid battles his tail off. He knows the stuff. We can rally around him, Brock stood in there and took some shots and delivered some huge throws, and we ran the football there a little bit. So I'm just pleased, for that second half, and defensively we played great the whole game.
Well, we knew we were really close to a sack record, and we had to work together to get it. And, our D-line's really selfless in the fact that everyone does their job, and, that allows us to get a lot of sacks. We got a lot of talent on that defensive line. It allows us to make a lot of plays out there.
Did you guys achieve the sack record tonight?
Yeah, we beat it by 6.
Well, seeing our starting quarterback go down, it was kind of a sad thing to see. So mostly in the locker room was just encouragement, and I think that's what really sparked us for the second half, was encouragement, really.
Kitty Cup!
Kitty Cup! Anyways, I can manage the game well because of my coaches and my preparations that the coaches have for me. Like Coach Stroh, he prepares me very well.
So after an 0-2 start, Iowa Western climbs back into the national rankings. The Reavers win the regional championship and are headed to the Graphic Edge Bowl. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Cole McAfee.
Thanks, Cole. And so the Reavers keep the cup. Now, what's the motto been this season? Next man up. As QB Zach Martin goes down again and again, Brock Larson steps up. The freshman comes in the first quarter, and in the end, 17 of 32 for 236 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 66-yard bomb to Anthony Johnson in the third quarter. Now, look at AJ's numbers, 4 for 160. The dark side domination continues. Limits I-Central to just 166 total yards on 73 snaps. So, after losing its first 2, Iowa Western shows a lot of character and runs the table because the Reavers are on a roll. And so is the Lewis Central volleyball team, as the 6th-ranked Titans on the verge of their second straight trip to Cedar Rapids. Here's IWTV student Dylan, the future, Lindbergh.
Lewis Central trying to get back to the state tournament in the Class 4A Region 3 final. First set, Norwalk comes firing out of the gates as Gabriella Ridgway slams it home, 4-1 Warriors. But the Titans ride a 13-1 run. McKenna Brown with the kill. LC leads 14-5. Madison Paulson would finish off the home team. Lewis Central takes set 1, 25-12. Second set, Titans Catherine Poor, who finished with 14 kills in the match, delivers. LC leads 7-5. Norwalk staying close. Morgan Taylor with one of her 9 kills. Lewis Central up 17-16. The Titans end the set on an 8-2 run as Paulson with a kill. LC wins set 2, 25-18. Set 3, Megan Holt adds one of her 8 kills for the match. Lewis Central leads 6-2. Titans now up 21-16, but the Warriors rally to take 9 of the last 10 points to win the third set 25-22. Set 4, Madison Paulson with one of her team-high 18 kills. LC up 5-3 early. Norwalk trying to battle back, but Holt with a block. Lewis Central leads 19-15. The Titans with match point on the line, and Morgan Taylor hits it into the net as LC wins 25-22 and is heading back to the state tournament.
It's one of those processes that takes all season long. And again, I just think that our seniors have really provided a lot of leadership for us this year and brought us along all the way. They've helped us stay together as a team.
It feels amazing to go again, and I'm just happy to go with basically the team that we went with last year and a few new people. It's really nice.
Your first year of playing volleyball, you're a junior, you're going to state. What's it feel like?
It feels great. It's probably one of the best feelings I've had in my sports career.
Coach Mike Bond in his 19th season will take his team to the state tournament for the first time in his career. LC will face number 4 Marion in the state quarterfinal on November 10th at 6 p.m. in Cedar Rapids. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Dylan Lindbergh.
Thanks, D. And then there's the Saints. Now, St. Albert's in a gym that looks all too familiar. So, what's it going to be this time? Heroes or heartbreak? The Saints lost in the regional semi at Trainer a year ago. Now, St. Albert and Paige Beacom trailed by as many as 6 in the first set. In fact, Tri-Center set point. Paige Beacom with the dump kill. And then Grace Wettengale, who had 10 Ks. And it's 26-25 Saints. Sydney McLaren then serves up a set point for St. Albert. Corey Lester digs in. The Saints take the first set 27-25. The electricity is in the air. The Trojans fight back in the second set. Maddie Powell, one of her 15 kills. TC evens the match, stuffing the Saints 25-19. But St. Albert jumps out 21-16 in set number 3. Sydney Fields with the finish. Now Paige Beacom gets up and swats one of her 12 Ks. The Saints win the third set 25-20. Veteran head coach Angie Lance keeping her team focused. Set 4 tied at 20. Sydney McLaren ready, aim. The Super Soft, a team high 15 kills. St. Albert wins the last 5 points to take the set and match 25-20.
To be in this gym and to walk out of here with a win and for it to go to state is very satisfying, because last year when we were here playing Trainer in that regional semifinal, we didn't get the win, and it was nothing but regret and heartache and tears.
I feel amazing! It's such an awesome feeling. It's something that you just can't describe a feeling that you get.
Great. We played amazing. I can't even tell you how proud I am of my team right now.
I'm thinking, wow, like a senior year, and you just have to go all out. Like I went my freshman and sophomore year, and the fact that our team did it again is absolutely amazing, and my heart's pumping still. Like it's such a good feeling.
Does this ever get old?
I'm gonna say no, but it's great to be going back to state after not being there last year.
The Saints carry the banner against #1 Western Christian in a Class 2A state quarterfinal. St. Albert, 3 wins away. Iowa Western men's basketball team a long ways away from the national tournament. Hey, tournament time in Canesville after the break.
For more than a quarter century, thousands of Southwest Iowa athletes have relied on this team, Jenny Ed SportsMed. Their sole focus is to prevent, diagnose, and treat your sports injury. They even partner with the surgeons at Ortho West, ensuring you get your own exclusive roadmap back to action. Methodist Jenny Ed SportsMed invites all Southwest Iowa athletes to its free walk-in clinic, open every Saturday morning, August through October. Jenny Ed SportsMed.
They lined up at Nationals last year, and it's nothing new. I mean, Iowa Westerns made it that far the last 9 years in a row. So why would this time around be any different? Iowa Western's home for the district tournament, and the Reavers, the top seed. And at stake, well, that golden ticket to Casper, Wyoming. Now, we kick off our killer coverage with Brandon Happy Taverdi.
The 4th-ranked Reavers jump into tournament play against the Vols. First set, Larissa Ficozzi shows her athletic skills. 16-8 home team. Later in the set, Ivy Bergston punishes the ball. Iowa Western runs away with the first set, 25-10. IDub's looking for the 36th win of the year. Second set, Eva Diak with the easy tie game. The former Titan Bergston with the kill. Iowa Western holds off John A. Logan 25-22. Fans excited as the top seed is looking to stay unbeaten at home. Third set, Diak jumps up and says nah. The freshman 4 blocks on the night. IDub up 15-11. Match point, Gabrish Osiri for 14th kill. Reavers won set and match 25-22.
Our girls, I mean, they've played tough competition all year. So it was good to see they've been in that circumstance, 22 all, 23 all, and they don't let that get to them.
The Reavers advance and will face Indian Hills. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Brandon Taverdi. Now here's Brett Grasshorn.
Number 4, Iowa Western needs to go through number 5, Indian Hills, if it wants to roll to its 10th straight national tournament. Warriors grab the early lead, Bailey Darnall with the kill, but Gabby Strazzari brings them back with one of her team high 23 kills. Reavers take the first set 26-24. The visitors win the second set 25-20. Nora Buvar-Plavik smokes it. The Warriors take the third set 25-23. Bailey Zoss with the ace. Iowa Western goes up 16-10 in the fourth set. Lauren Salernos hammers it home. The lead shrinks fast. Tamara Mercelli with the kill, tied at 25. It's 27-26, but then, just out of reach, Indian Hills defeats the Reavers 3-1.
We played really well of the things that we do well, but we didn't adapt to the things that they were doing well. We got to win out. We got to have the national tournament mentality. You don't win nationals if you lose. So we just have to have a winning mentality.
Iowa Western faces elimination going into the next game against Kaskaskia. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Brett Grasshorn.
Iowa Western taking on Kaskaskia CC in Game 9 of the Region 11 Championship. Set 1, Reavers open up a 12-6 lead. Gabby Strazzari buries at home. IW leads 18-10. Freshman Lauren Salerno with the kill. Home team dominates set 1, 25-13. Second set, Taylor Leesmeyer slams it down as Iowa Western keeps on cruising 17-10. Reavers denying a comeback by the Blue Devils as IW takes set 2, 25-13. Third set, though, a different story. The visitors open out to a 17-6 lead. But Big Blue not going down without a fight. Abby Bergson with one of her 10 kills in the match cuts the deficit to 7, 23-16. Kaskaskia just too much in set 3 as they win 25-17. Set 4, Strazzari with one of her team-high 18 kills, 17-8 Iowa Western. The Reavers finish off the Blue Devils 25-17 and win the match 3-1.
I just think we lost focus in the third set, and then we let our emotions get the best of us. So we just had to regroup, start back over 0-0, and battle back.
IW advances to the finals to take on number 5 Indian Hills. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Dylan Lindberg.
Thanks, Dee. Up next, our play of the week. It's a killer. Hey, a killer ending at the District D volleyball tournament. On the other side.
The Mid-America Center is the Heartland's premier entertainment and convention center. September 27th, Papa Roach and headliner Five Finger Death Punch rock Council Bluffs. Then rock opera takes the stage with the return of TSO November 18th. Over at the Convention Center, over 200 exhibitors are on hand at the Callahan Craft Show. And October 18th, vendors aspire to inspire at the Wedding Essentials Idea Show. Remember, the MAC offers free parking for all events. Tickets, information, and more at midamericacenter.com.
Okay, so here's the deal. The Iowa Western volleyball team must knock off Indian Hills twice on Sunday, or it's all over. Now, the Warriors have now beaten the Reavers 2 of 3 times this season. But Big Blue, not dead yet. Not by a long shot. And talk about a gritty effort. For more, once again, here's IDUB TV student Dylan, Mr. Volleyball, Lindberg.
Number 3, Abby Bergson.
Iowa Western needing to beat Indian Hills twice to get back to nationals. The Warriors control most of set 1. Nora Bavarp-Levique buries it down. Home team up 18-13. The Reavers get as close as 3. Abby Bergson with the kill, but Indian Hills takes the first set 25-19. Set 2, teams going back and forth. Eva Deug drills it down. Iowa Western leads 23-21. But the Warriors end the set on a 5-1 run as they deny the Reavers and win set 2 26-24. Now IDUB jumps out to a 15-11 lead in set 3, but Cameo Pope with one of her 12 kills, set tied at 21. Sophomore Macy Coffey with one of her 11 kills. Iowa Western wins set 3 26-24. Set 4, Reavers jump out in front 6-1 and don't look back. Gabby Strazzari with one of her team-high 20 kills. Big Blue up 19-11. Indian Hills trying to fight back, but Strazzari says not today. IDUB takes set 4 25-15. Iowa Western continuing the momentum into set 5 as Eva Dayuk with one of her 7 kills, 9-7 Big Blue. The Reavers would put the finishing touch on the set. Ida wins 15-9 as they force another game with the Warriors and a chance to get back to Wyoming. Winner advances, loser goes home. Set 1, Taylor Leesmeyer with the kill. Iowa Western leads 17-14. Indian Hills hanging tough. Lauren Streets delivers 21-18 Reavers. Eva Dayuk with one of her 10 kills. Ida wins the first set 25-18. Set 2, freshman Abby Bergson with one of her 12 kills, 18-12 home team. Iowa Western ends the set on a 7-0 run. Gabby Strasseri with the block. Reavers win set 2, 25-12. Third set, Streets with one of her 6 kills. Warriors lead 18-14. Ida goes on a 6-1 run. Larissa Facosi with the ace serve. Home team up 20-19. Iowa Western just too much down the stretch as the Reavers take the set and match 27-25 and are heading back to nationals.
I'm in pure shock. I can't believe that we did that. It shows the character of our girls. I thought that they came out and they were aggressive in that third set, the first match, and that's hard to do because when the pressure's on you, it's hard to let that not control you. And I thought they did a good job of that.
This was a year where we knew it was going to be a lot harder because we were 4 and they were 5. And so that's just always a difficult time when you're that close, and like we knew they were a hard team to beat, and now we beat them, and it's just amazing.
This one feels really sweet. This one feels really good because we beat the 5th-ranked team in the country to get there, and we're playing well. And it's not a matter of the best team once you get down to Casper. It's who's playing well at the time. So this is good momentum for us. I hope we can ride it through.
Ida will open up nationals in Wyoming on November 19th. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Dylan Lindberg.
Thanks, Dylan. And as usual, one sport winds down and another cranks up. The Iowa Western men tip off a new beginning on the road at Iowa Western Tech. And look at that final, 103-80. The women and their new coach come out swinging. And now it's time for our Play of the Week, brought to you by Buena Vista University. The Reavers are down to their last set in the District E volleyball tournament, but Iowa Western storms back to knock off Indian Hills 3-2. The home team and top seed then whips the Warriors in 3 straight to win the tournament title and qualify for nationals. The Iowa Western volleyball team with our Play of the Week. The Play of the Week is brought to you by Buena Vista University. Call 712-749-1990 to register today. Now remember, as always, to keep it here for more news and information in your community by tuning in to the Council Bluffs News with Zach Harper Blunt. And so for this latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm J.J. Davis, and as always, I'll see you around.